What's going on, guys? Here's my top 4 OTS Kashtira Deck Profile. Let me put the extra deck away for a minute and go into this. It is an even 40 cards. So we have 3 Unicorn, of course. We're going to have 3 Fenrir, of course. We're going to have 3 Rise Heart. So I do want to touch on that, the 3 Rise Heart. I would cut this to 2 and add a Scareclaw a Tier Cash, and then the 1 Scareclaw Kashtira. This card is, oh my gosh, this card is so good. Like, I'm talking about unreal good. Because keep in mind, if you attack a Appaloosa with that, or something like that, say an M-Pin, there's just lots of different things that this can go into, negate its effects. Then you attack over it with something else. Or if this doesn't kill it, you can't kill it. Like, say they put up a 4 negate Appaloosa. You just attack it, negate its effects, run your plays. You know, that's the only thing keeping them held up. But anyway, it's great. And plus it's in defense position, so you can't crash. So therefore you might, you'll lose. Actually, I never thought about that interaction. Do you even lose life points when you crash? I don't know. I've never run into that, but that's interesting. If somebody knows that, let me know. We're going to run 4 planet. 4 planet. Of course. Yeah, I know you see terraforming. Yeah, you're playing 4 planet. Sometimes this doesn't feel good because you're just like, please don't draw me. Please don't. Which Kashtira plays through draw, but it's not ideal. Kashtira Birth. Max it out. It's got to be maxed out. It is just unreal. I mean, this card is unreal. Theosis at 2. I really like it at 2. It's not a card you always want to see in your hand. I'd rather see Birth and then search the Theosis. Now, we're going to have 2 talents. This is just great. If you get hand trapped, look at their hand. Build the best board you can. Put them on starting with 4 or 5 cards. And you're good to go. 3 Prosby. This is a Kashtira card. It's really even more of a Kashtira card when your opponent uses it. So, anyways, you just gotta have it. Consistency reasons, it's necessary. 100% necessary. This is my secret sauce, and it does come up, and it did win me games. Super Poly. I think it won me a game against a rogue, like, ABC matchup. Like, I know what you're thinking. You should win those anyway. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it won me a match against Voiceless Voice. It's one of the only ways to out that board fairly easily. For your hand traps, Dimension Shifter. This card is so strong. I didn't realize, I knew it was strong, but I think it's even stronger now with the new Snake Eyes and Fire King stuff. Pure Snake Eyes, a lot of people say this is not as good against it, but so one of my friends, he is like, I'm pretty sure he's like the best player probably in this state. Definitely. I mean, I don't know anybody better. But anyway, so I think he went first. I shifted. He put up the best board he could with Snake Eye. Like literally, the best board you can put up with Snake Eye. And he passed. And does all of his stuff, blah, blah, blah. The shifter just is too strong. I'm able to hit him for a good bit of damage, put up a full Kashtira board, and then past turn, he just like, he pretty much just looks at it. He tries to work around as best he can, and he's just like, okay, game 2. Game 2, he beat me pretty easily. Then game 3, I think, I can't remember exactly what happened, but nonetheless, he won. I want to say I might have shifted him again, but like I said, that's when the better player usually wins after siding. So, anyways, so I don't take no, I don't worry too much about that one. Anyways, that's the difference in me probably winning the event and maybe not. I mean, who knows? But 3 Ash. If you're playing any fires in your deck, you might as well play Ash. So we're playing fires in our deck, might as well play Ash. If you're not playing fires in your deck, I would argue maybe not, because you give them a free Heta target. Like if you do that, they're just going to go up into Heta, go up into Princess, do the same thing they were going to do anyway, just about. Mourner, so good. Oh my gosh, this card's good. I think I want to bump this to 3. But there is weird interactions with it, like on your turn, it's kind of a dead card sometimes. 3 Imperm, it's just a great card. It doesn't play into talents, it's just great. But on its own, it's not so great. 3 Summon Limits in the main. This card, I don't know that it actually won me any games, and I think maybe it hurt me more than anything at times. I want to say, let's see. I can't remember if this card alone won me any games, but anyways, it's good, and it can. So I would change that in the future, because it is a very heavy going second. I mean, a heavy going first card. But I think I won quite a few of the die rolls. So I don't even remember if the card came up that much. Okay, so before we go into the extra deck, I want to talk about Super Poly. So I put it at 2 because 3 just felt like too much. You know, it does make you go negative. You know, you have to discard a card. Sometimes that doesn't feel good. But if you have Earth in Hand and Kashtira monster, it's like just free. Or if you have a dead card or something that you like, you know, a hand trap that you know you're not going to need. Going second and going first, it's not that bad because you can set it. And it's going to interrupt their plays enough to where hopefully you can get something going. On the back side of that, the main reason it's good in this deck is because of Mud Dragon. Mud Dragon, you bring it out, call fire. It basically turns their princess off. You know, this deck was built to beat Fire Kings, Snake Eye Fire Kings, whatever. But if you're playing another deck, you can just, let's say you know you're going to summon a unicorn, you can just call wind. Or if you've already summoned unicorn and haven't used its effect. Now, smart players most likely going to use Imperm on summon. So what you can do is summon the unicorn, turn player priority, activate the Super Poly. Clear 2 of their boards. All the interactions are going to happen. Blah, blah, blah. And at that point, yeah, they could choose to use it. But if you know you're suspecting depending on what you need, you know. If you really need that to go through, then you can Mud Dragon call wind or whatever it is. But typically, you know, fire wouldn't be a bad idea, especially on their turn. You call fire, they can't target any of their stuff. They can't target your Shang, they can't target your Mud Dragon, of course, and then if you leave another fire monster, you know, whatever. But yeah, I just want to talk about Super Poly. I've thought about cutting it, and I just can't cut it. Okay, let's get into the extra deck. I'm just going to get this one out of the way. Zeus, and let me go ahead and pull this one out. These 2 cards, this is format Zeus right here. Format Zeus, all day long. This is how you make it. You can also make it with Shang in this deck, but I don't know why you would. Man, this card. And it can help attach some troublesome stuff that you don't want in their graveyard. Oh man, I didn't realize this card was so good. So yeah, just great. Format Zeus, that's a tough card. That is a strong card. Big Eye, I mean, it's Big Eye. It can take stuff. I didn't really use it. I don't think it came up once. Dark Arm, sometimes you don't want to use this card because if you use this effect, you can't make Zeus. It's just kind of a weird card, but it's good at times. So definitely a keeper. Right now, it's not that great. Mega Phantom Beast, Draco Sack. Another one of them cards. You're just like, gosh, I don't want to cut it, but I do. I'm not playing the Heatsoul line. I'll tell you that before you even ask. I know that guy played it. He won like 2 regionals, 16-0. People weren't playing Nib as much as they are now. That's all I can say. That is the Nib line. And you don't gain that much by doing it either. It's like, yeah, you get to draw 1, maybe draw 2. But, I mean, if you draw something you don't need, and that's what I typically did. And if you draw Shifter, it's dead at that point. You can't do it under Shifter. It's bad. It's bad. I don't like it. Who am I? Like I said, I'm not some kind of master at this. This card comes up, but man, is it restrictive. And if you have your planet up, do not summon this card. It is a dead card when you have planet up. I mean, this is the worst card on the planet when you have planet up. It's just a 3,000 beater. Can't activate its effect. They still can't activate theirs, but it can't activate its. So yeah, don't. I don't know. That card, you have to play it just because, but I don't know. This is one of my like cards that I just can't bring myself to cut. I'm trying to think, has this won me a game? I'm pretty sure it has. I can't remember. I know online it has, but I want to say I did win a game by this other day. They couldn't do enough to out it without milking their life points down. It's just, and it's a good, you can also make Zeus with it, you know. Not ideally, but you can make it. This card, oh my gosh. Number 76 Harmonizer. If you don't know about this card, know about it. Figure it out. It allows you, it can't be destroyed by the attributes that are attached to it. So basically, if you have a like fire and dark, it can't be destroyed by those. And I don't think it can be destroyed by the light either. Yeah. It's treated as the attributes of the attached monsters. Cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster of the same attribute. Yeah. And then quick effect, you can detach to attach. So there's some really cool interactions that you can have with it. Get rid of something they need before it's, you can kill the Flamberge, summon with it. I think this card did win me a game, so I like it. Just playing one Shang, I could possibly up this to 2. It is recyclable, but it's mandatory. Like, this card is so good. The zone locking isn't that serious. You can knock them out of plays like Sunlight Wolf, things like that. But the zone locking is like the last thing you're worried about. Unless it's a grind game, you could end up locking all their zones. Baron. It's just mandatory. It's just, you can make it. There's times where you make this, play around Nib, play around Droll, whatever. Or you just end up having an Omni to get on the board for the next turn. You go full combo with this on the board, that they just can't beat it. Most people cannot. They can't play through that. Link Spider, never went into it once. Yeah, I don't think I went into that once. And I just don't know what else I would play, to be honest with you. Maybe a second Flare Metal for some weird burn type situation. Who knows? SP, I may have made this once. It's just not, it's not made for Kashtira. It just isn't. But it's a good card, so you have to play it. I want to say it may have come up once to banish something. Blackluster Soldier. This is another one of those cards that like I'm just like refusing to take it out because I won like one game with it against Labyrinth just because they didn't have a way to get rid of it, and ever since then I just haven't took it out. So yeah, actually I don't even think, I can't even remember. It's just a good card, just a good card, and you can properly make it. And then your Super Poly targets, both of these come up. I think this is the only ones I would play. The other ones are too low percentage. I'd rather have something that I can use than something that's just sitting there. And I'm not committing a whole lot to the Super Poly. That's the cool thing about Kashtira. You got, I think Super Poly is mandatory for right now. So this is a flex spot, and bad as I hate to, I believe you should always have a time condition. But you could side this, but I'm gonna keep this in. And then this. So there's your flex spots. I mean, you have like 4 flex spots. So, you know, whatever you want to make of this, you could do it. You could do it. Maybe an Underworld Goddess, that might be a good one to play. I may replace this with that. But the reason I play this is just in case, you know, this is my only play. I need to go into this, make SP Little Knight. But at the end of the day, I could probably do that without this. So Underworld Goddess may be the play. But you find yourself locked into synchros. I mean, into Xyz with Kashtira. So that's just some weird stuff can happen. You just gotta be real careful and real strategic. Okay, for the side deck. I know what y'all are gonna think. Skill drain. And to be honest, this card didn't come up. I don't think this card won me the first game. Droll. This is a good card. Really good. When it's good, it's great. Gravekeeper's Inscription. My buddy, the one that I told you beat me, he told me to get rid of this card before the tournament. I didn't. I don't even think I sided this in. I mean, I might have sided in. I don't even think I've seen it. So, dead card. It's just, it doesn't do enough. It doesn't. It's a low percentage play. 2 Lightning Storm. I use this mainly as a Raigeki more than a spell and trap removal. Ghost Spell at 2, just for situations when Ash or Mourner is just completely dead. You can side this in. What sucks is when you play Flu, like pretty much everything's dead. All of your hand traps other than Ash are dead. So, but I'd keep that in. Just for the Fire Kings, I'd keep it in. And some random rogue decks. It just does a lot. Voiceless, I'd keep the Lightning Storm in too. But I'm probably going to side this out and go for evenly. And then Macrocosmos, Dimensional Fissure. These never won me a game, I don't think. But they bought me a lot of time. I think the games I had 2 of them actually. I had both of them up in one game. And I think he SP'd this one, and then the next turn Phoenixed that one. But yeah, they're good. I mean, you have the space, but I think in the future I'm taking these 5 out and probably putting in I might play a thrust package. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I may just make that a thrust package. So yeah, I mean, pretty good. I really like the way it played. As far as the changes, like I said, I would keep the Super Poly. I would definitely keep the Super Poly. I would cut one of the Rise Hearts for a tier cache. Reason being is in certain situations you could banish 6 of their cards. You could go Rise Heart, banish face down 3, then tier cache. If you're under Shifter, you could banish 6 cards on turn 1, putting them on like a 34 card deck. And with Snake Eye, you know, if you banish the Flame Burge and maybe the Flame Burge and maybe a Populous or 2, yeah, or you banish their Snake Eye spell, their Temple, you're in a really good spot. So anyways, guys, I didn't mean for this video to take so long, but thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and definitely test this deck out if you haven't. I think if you're not playing the fire decks, I think Kashtira or Voiceless is probably the best bet. Kashtira, Voiceless, any shifter deck. I think if you're not playing a fire deck, you should really play a shifter deck, because Kashtira also has a really good matchup against Voiceless. It's a very fair matchup, and it comes down to strategic play. One of my wins was a Voiceless win. So, and I never really felt like I'm thinking, yeah, I can't even remember how it went. I want to say I 2-0'd even after going, pretty sure I went second and still won. So, anyway, I can't remember. I'm not one of the people that keeps up with all that. But nonetheless, Kashtira is very viable. If you're not playing a fire deck, play this. Or Flu, but, you know, Flu is Flu. And this deck has a terrible matchup against Flu, just so y'all know. I mean, it's pretty rough. Pretty rough. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. See you on the next one.